What if I told you that most men don't realize when they're attractive? Because real male attractiveness isn't loud, flashy, or obvious. It's calm, grounded, and often unspoken. Stoicism teaches that your greatest power isn't in how you look, it's in how you move, how you react, and how little you need validation. You won't always hear you're handsome, but you'll feel it in her energy, in the way she adjusts her posture around you, tries to maintain eye contact, then looks away, finds subtle excuses to talk or stay near. These are not coincidences, they're unconscious signals responding to your presence, not your performance right now. You might be overlooking signs because you're focused on flaws or chasing approval, but the Stoic man watches with stillness and leads with presence, and that's exactly what women can't resist if you're ready to recognize the 10 clear signals of silent attraction. Like this video, subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment. I attract through presence, not performance. Number 1, the eyes that undress you. Her gaze isn't accidental. There's a moment, barely a second long, when a woman looks at you and everything in the air shifts. It's not the glance of politeness or curiosity, it's the kind that lingers, studies, and subtly burns. This isn't just a look, it's a signal, one of the most overlooked yet potent signs of attraction. And it speaks louder than any compliment ever could. Attraction begins where words end in that gaze. She's not observing, you're being drawn in, silently unwrapped by her attention. Her eyes aren't darting nervously, they rest, they return, they scan. Sometimes she looks at your mouth while you talk. Sometimes she looks once, then again, longer. This is not accident, it's intent, cloaked in subtlety. Stoic wisdom tells us to train the eye to see the invisible. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." A woman's gaze, when infused with desire, is not random, it is the echo of internal attraction manifesting through the body. She may hide her feelings with words, but her eyes are traitors to restraint. Many men miss this moment because they're either too focused on impressing or too unsure of their worth. They think attraction must be obvious, verbal, or dramatic. But the truth is, women don't announce desire, they leak it through looks, through pauses, through stillness. The man who can recognize it without chasing, without doubting, becomes the man who magnetizes without effort. Here's where most men fail. They interpret the gaze as permission and they act quickly. Too quickly. They think, she looked at me like that, so I should do something now. But the Stoic man doesn't react. He receives, he observes, he lets the gaze land. And in his calm, confident presence, he allows her interest to deepen. So what's the insight? When a woman looks at you with lingering curiosity, don't fidget, don't smile nervously, don't perform. Hold her gaze with calm. Let your body stay still. Say less. Confidence is in the silence between moments, not in how fast you rush to fill them. Women are drawn to the man who can remain grounded while being seen, the one who doesn't blink. First, the one who reads the signs, not with lust, but with presence, because true attraction doesn't need validation, it needs recognition. Now, comment below. I see without reacting, I lead with calm presence. Number 2, her laughter isn't just joy, it's a whisper of desire. You make a joke, it's not even your best, but she laughs, and it lingers. It's softer than usual, lower, warmer. You notice the way she tilts her head, leans in and smiles like you've just let her in on a delicious secret. This isn't just laughter, it's chemistry. Speaking through sound, laughter is often misunderstood. Most men think it's simply a reaction to humor. But when a woman is attracted to you, her laugh transforms. It becomes less about the joke and more about you. Even when your humor is average, her laugh is elevated, intimate, and inviting. It's as if she wants you to hear more than just her amusement. She wants you to hear her interest. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, look to their actions, not their words. In this case, her laughter is an action and it's deliberate. A woman's laugh, when she's drawn to a man, becomes a melody, playful, melodic, and subtly charged with energy. It wraps around your words like silk, often accompanied by small gestures, brushing her hair behind her ear, lightly touching your arm, leaning closer into your space. The reason this matters is because many men dismiss it. They think she's just being polite or friendly. But there's a major difference between a social chuckle and an intimate giggle. One maintains distance, the other shortens it. Here's the myth: if she laughs, she just finds me funny. The truth: if she laughs deeply, consistently, and with that sultry undertone, she finds you fascinating. You've become more than a passerby. You've become a source of energy she wants to stay connected to. So how should a Stoic man respond? Don't gloat, don't escalate. Immediately, hold the moment with presence. Let the laughter wash over you like music, but don't dance to it out of desperation. Simply smile confidently, slowly, and keep speaking with grounded ease. Your calmness reinforces her attraction. More importantly, don't assume you need to try harder to entertain her. If she's laughing like this, you're already inside her attention field. Keep your composure. In a world of men who overperform, your calm will be unforgettable. Remember, when her laughter deepens, it's not the joke, it's the connection. Now speak out. I don't chase laughs, I listen for meaning behind them. Number 3, when her voice lowers, her guard does too. You ask a simple question. She answers, but something is different. Her voice dips, slightly becomes softer, slower, almost like a whisper that wraps around your senses. This is not just how she talks, this is how she feels, because when a woman is drawn to a man, her voice betrays the desire she may never say aloud. Most people believe attraction is loud, giggles, jokes, playful chatter, but the opposite is often more revealing. A woman whose voice lowers around you is revealing intimacy before a single touch has occurred. She's not just speaking, she's creating a world where only you exist. That slow, rich tone, it's her subconscious, building a bridge between her inner world and your presence. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." Her voice then becomes a canvas. If it turns velvety, deliberate, and intimate, it's because you've entered the realm of her emotional attention. This isn't flirtation, this is emotional exposure, masked as casual conversation. Compare her tone with others. Does she sound sharper, louder, more animated with them, but softer, smoother with you? That contrast is the evidence she's not just changing tone, she's shifting emotional states with you. Her guard is lowered and her curiosity is heightened. Here's the mistake men make. They either overreact, interpreting it as a sexual green light, or they overlook it entirely, brushing it off as coincidence. Both miss the truth. Her voice is a subtle seduction rooted in emotional openness, not just desire. So how does a Stoic man receive this? With awareness, not arrogance. You don't interrupt her softness with bravado. You don't rush to fill the silence between her slow words. Instead, you listen deeper. You mirror her calm, you match her pace. That's how intimacy builds, not through escalation, but resonance. Your groundedness is what allows her softness to continue. It's not about pushing the moment forward. It's about protecting the space it creates. In a world where many men are too quick to respond or too distracted to notice, the man who hears a shift in tone and holds it with presence becomes the one she remembers. Because when her voice lowers, her walls fall. Don't rush in. Just remain still and let her come closer. Now comment below, "I don't chase volume, I tune into presence." Number 4. Her body faces you, but her thoughts are already undressed. You walk into the room, and she's already facing you, knees turned, shoulders aligned, her entire body oriented like a compass, pointing to one thing. She doesn't speak first. She doesn't need to, because her posture is louder than words, and her body is telling a story that her lips won't. This is where many men fail to listen, not to her voice, but to her presence. Attraction isn't just in what a woman says, it's in how she physically arranges herself around you. And when her body leans in, tilts subtly, or mirrors your positioning, it's not a coincidence, it's chemistry written in posture. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself, in your way of thinking." But in the realm of attraction, much is also revealed in the body before the mind dares to speak it aloud. When a woman adjusts her hair, fixes her jewelry, or smooths her clothes in your presence, she's not just being neat. These are ancient signals, nervous excitement dressed up as grooming. She's preparing herself for the possibility of being seen. Here's where the Stoic mind sharpens its perception. Instead of reacting to these signs with lust or immediate pursuit, you watch, you receive. You understand that her body's openness is an invitation, but not a demand. It's potential, not permission. The myth says if she's looking at you, she's just being polite. The truth, if her whole body is facing you while she's playing with her necklace and biting her lip. She's not being polite, she's wondering what it would feel like to be closer. But what does a Stoic man do? He does not gawk, he does not escalate, he leads with subtlety. He notices the alignment, the openness, the vulnerability, and he meets it with calm confidence. He keeps his energy contained, his gaze steady, and his intentions grounded. This tells her, I see you, but I do not need you to feel whole. In doing so, he creates polarity, a space where her attraction can expand without fear of being chased or consumed, because in that space she doesn't feel hunted, she feels safe, and safety is the root of real desire. Now speak out, I observe her energy, but I remain rooted in mine. Number 5. She touches you like she's testing chemistry. It starts with something small, a playful tap on the arm, a gentle fix of your collar, her fingers brushing your sleeve by accident to an untrained mind. These gestures might seem casual, but to the man who sees through the lens of Stoic perception, they are deliberate tests, experiments in intimacy, disguised as innocence. Touch is not neutral in the realm of attraction, it's currency. Women don't reach out physically unless they feel safe, intrigued, or deeply drawn in. When a woman touches you, she's not just reacting to the moment, she's gathering data. Your skin is the surface, but what she's testing is your energy. Will you flinch, freeze, or will you remain calm, grounded, unshaken? Marcus Aurelius teaches, the soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. A woman's touch reflects not just curiosity, but intent. She may not fully understand it herself, but her body is expressing what her words won't. These touches are often subtle, fleeting, brief, and coded in playfulness, but they are anything but accidental. Here's the mistake most men make. They react instantly, they lean in, they escalate, they mistake the test for a green light. But Stoicism urges restraint not from repression, but from strength, because the real question she's asking with her touch is, can you handle this without losing yourself? The myth says if she touches you, she wants you the truth. If she touches you and watches your response, she's evaluating your emotional gravity. If you become too eager, you fail the test. But if you stay composed, present, relaxed, confident, you show her something rare, a man in control of his body and his desires. So what's the Stoic move? Acknowledge the touch with awareness, not reaction. Hold your frame. Keep speaking calmly. Let her feel the confidence in your stillness, because when you don't immediately reciprocate, but instead stay grounded, you become magnetic. She'll feel your strength not in how you touch back, but in how you remain centered. And in a world of men who can't handle tension without trying to dissolve it, you will stand out as the one who does touch. Isn't just skin, it's signal. Don't fumble it, feel it, and lead from presence. Now, comment below. I don't react to touch, I respond with presence. Number 6. She asks questions like she's undressing your soul. Most conversations stay on the surface. How was your day? What do you do? Where are you from? But when a woman is genuinely drawn to you, she stops fishing for facts and starts searching for essence. Her questions go deeper. She asks about your fears, your dreams, your childhood memories. She isn't interviewing you, she's exploring you. This kind of curiosity is emotional undressing. She doesn't want your resume, she wants your reality. She wants to hear what moves you, what hurts you, what you hope for when no one's looking, and when she listens, really listens. She remembers every detail, not because she's trying to impress you, but because you've become significant in her emotional world. Seneca reminds us, we suffer more often in imagination than in reality. These deeper conversations are her way of removing imagination. She's not guessing who you are, she's inviting you to reveal it. And when you do, something beautiful happens. Emotional intimacy begins. Here's the misconception. Men think women are drawn to mystery. And while mystery has its place, emotional access, when offered with authenticity, is magnetic. If she asks about your regrets, your passions, your turning points, it's not random, it's attraction unfolding through vulnerability. But here's where men often ruin it. They either shut down, afraid to share, or they overshare, turning the moment into a self-focused monologue. The Stoic man however, chooses a third path, measured honesty. He shares without spilling, he reveals, without needing validation. He knows that what makes him attractive isn't just what he says, but how calmly and clearly he says it. So what should you do when she goes deep? Meet her there, but don't drown. Answer sincerely, but stay composed. Let her see that you've done the inner work, that your emotions don't control you, you understand them, you own them. Because when she sees you speak of your pain without flinching, of your joy without ego, and of your hopes without apology, she sees something rare. A man she can trust, a man whose strength comes not from silence, but from self-knowledge. This is where real intimacy begins, not in seduction, but in sincerity. Now, speak out. I open up, not for approval, but from strength. Number 7, she mirrors you like you're her favorite scene. You take a sip from your drink, and moments later she does the same. You lean in slightly, and she shifts forward. You use a certain phrase, and not long after she repeats it. It feels like coincidence, but it's not. It's synchry. It's her body saying, I'm with you. Before her words ever do this, is mirroring one of the most subtle, powerful signs of attraction. When a woman is drawn to you, her body unconsciously seeks harmony with yours. It's a dance of energies. Her gestures, tone, posture begin to echo yours, not because she's imitating you to impress, but because emotional safety and connection create resonance. Marcus Aurelius once said, the soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. And when a woman begins to reflect your rhythm, your expressions, your emotional climate, her soul has been touched by your presence. She's absorbing you, harmonizing with you, blending into your world. You're not just someone she's listening to, you've become someone she feels. But here's the misstep many men make. They overlook it entirely. They think it's just good rapport or politeness, or worse. They start to mirror back obsessively, trying to amplify the connection that's not leading, that's following the myth. Says, if she's copying me, it's just habit. But the reality, if she's syncing with you, she's subconsciously aligning. Attraction is alignment. And mirroring is her nervous system's way of saying, I feel safe with you. So how does a Stoic man respond? With calm recognition. He notices the rhythm shift. He sees the echo. And instead of reacting with ego, smiling proudly or pointing it out, he deepens. The moment he slows his breathing, he holds eye contact. He allows space for connection to grow, because he knows that mirroring isn't an invitation to perform. It's confirmation of presence. When a woman mirrors, you don't let your ego speak, let your presence speak, let your stillness affirm what words cannot. You are not being followed, you are being felt in a noisy world. Being mirrored is rare, and the man who responds with composure, not excitement, becomes unforgettable. Now comment below. I don't crave attention, I attract alignment. Number 8. She fidgets like her body's arguing with her mind. She sits across from you and everything looks composed at first, but then she starts playing with her hair, tapping her fingers, adjusting her sleeves, biting her lip. Her voice trails off. She forgets what she was saying. This isn't boredom, it's tension. The beautiful kind. Her body is speaking a truth. Her words can't manage. She's attracted to you, and it's unsettling her. We often assume attraction is smooth and sexy, but real desire isn't always graceful. It's chaotic, nervous, involuntary. And when a woman fidgets around you, she's not uninterested, she's overwhelmed. Her mind wants to maintain control, but her body is betraying the calm. This is not disinterest, it's internal conflict between should I hold back and I want to go closer. Marcus Aurelius said, you have power over your mind, not outside events, but when a woman is around, someone she's attracted to, her body forgets that command. It leaks signals, subtle tremors of longing wrapped in motion. She's not acting out of strategy, she's reacting to energy, yours. Here's the common mistake. Most men misread these signs as disconnection. They pull away, they get insecure, or they try to fix the awkwardness by talking more, joking more, filling space. But a Stoic man understands the paradox. Her fidgeting means you're the one making her feel too much to stay still. So what should you do? You stay still. You don't mirror her nerves, you anchor them. You become the calm in her storm. While her fingers tap your hands, rest. While her breath shortens, yours deepens. This is how you create polarity, by providing the emotional space she can relax into. Fidgeting is a form of surrender, a silent confession that you've stirred something deep. The more stable your presence, the more she'll feel safe to melt into it. And remember, when she fidgets, it's not a cue to escalate. It's a cue to be present, to observe, to listen, to lead. Not with words, but with energy. Attraction isn't always clean. Sometimes it's messy, awkward, filled with micro-movements that scream louder than compliments. The man who sees this without flinching is the one she'll crave. Beyond the moment, now speak out and comment below. I don't calm her with words, I calm her with presence. Number 9, she shows up by chance, but nothing about it is accidental. You're walking into your usual coffee shop, and there she is again. You scroll through your notifications, and her name pops up with a reply. Seconds after your story went live, she casually mentions she'll be at the same event, the same bar, or the same part of town. Coincidence? Not quite. When a woman is attracted to you, she doesn't always pursue directly. She positions herself to be found. Attraction is rarely loud, especially from a woman who values her mystery. Instead, she creates openings. She places herself in your orbit, not to chase, but to invite. She's creating collisions that look random, but are anything but, in her mind, this is the softest way to say, I'm here, will you lead? Marcus Aurelius wrote, very little is needed to live a happy life. It is all within yourself. In your way of thinking and in her way of thinking, running into you is a strategy wrapped in spontaneity. She doesn't want to seem too eager, but she absolutely wants to be near you, because proximity, when done right, is her version of pursuit. Here's the myth: if she really wanted me, she'd just say it. But the truth, she is saying it through presence, timing, and availability. She's showing up in places where the door to connection is half open, waiting for you to walk through it. And if you don't notice, she won't necessarily try again. But here's where the Stoic man stands out. He notices. He doesn't get cocky or reactive. He doesn't throw himself at her or start gloating. He simply sees the pattern, receives the message, and makes a decision from calm intention, not emotional excitement, because Stoicism isn't about indifference, it's about awareness without attachment. And when a woman keeps appearing in your path, the disciplined man recognizes the space she's creating but doesn't lose himself rushing into it. So what should you do if you want to engage? Do it with clarity, initiate lead, ask her a question that shows you've noticed, respond to her subtle invitation, not as a boy chasing validation, but as a man who moves with purpose. If you don't want to pursue further, withdraw gracefully, but never ignore the signal, because indifference to genuine openness isn't Stoicism, it's blindness. Her presence is her way of knocking. The man with presence hears it and knows when to open the door. Now comment below. I respond with intention, not impulse. Number 10, don't miss the signs. Lead with Stoic wisdom. Attraction isn't a billboard, it's a whisper. And those who are too distracted, too insecure, or too eager miss it entirely. Women don't always say, I like you. They signal it through glances that linger, laughter that lingers longer, through voice posture, presence, and patterns. The signs are there not to be chased, but to be read with presence. The modern man often looks for certainty. He wants a yes or no, but emotional reality doesn't work that way. Women move in subtleties, not declarations. They invite, hint, echo. And in those signals lies everything. Miss them and you lose the connection before it begins, but see them and lead, and the dance unfolds. The Stoic man doesn't need affirmation to act. He doesn't wait for green lights painted in neon. He trusts his awareness. He trusts his instincts. And most of all, he trusts that even if he misreads a sign, his calm presence and grounded masculinity will carry the moment with grace, not regret. You don't lead with ego, you lead with clarity. You don't chase desire, you align with it. That's the Stoic edge. You're not looking for a woman to validate you, you're looking to recognize resonance. And when you find it, to act with steady confidence. Here's the difference most men ignore. Signs, then act surprised when she disappears. The Stoic man sees them, doesn't rush, and invites deeper connection. Most men fumble in silence or explode in neediness. The Stoic man speaks with calm timing, reads with emotional intelligence, and stays unmoved if things don't progress. Why? Because his self-worth isn't tied to the outcome. It's anchored in who he is, not who responds to him. So what? Now start paying attention. Let your awareness sharpen. See how she looks at you, how she leans in, how she lingers. Then choose your action with intention. You don't have to rush, but you do have to lead. This is what makes a man unforgettable. Not how loudly he declares his interest, but how confidently he moves when interest is shown. Now speak out and comment below. I don't wait for signs, I read them and lead you. Came here questioning if you're attractive. Now you know you are, but it's not what you say or wear, it's what you don't need. Attraction looks like her voice, softening when she speaks to you, her nervous laughter. When there's silence, her mirroring your movements without realizing it, her being curious about your inner world, her showing signs of jealousy when you're unavailable. Carl Jung said the most terrifying thing is to accept oneself completely, and the man who accepts himself without external approval, he radiates a power that makes women pause, even if they don't understand why. The Stoic man doesn't ask, "Am I enough?" He moves with the certainty that his energy speaks louder than any compliment ever could if you're ready to see what she feels but doesn't say. Like this video, subscribe and comment. My calm creates the attraction. My clarity keeps it. Stay composed, stay whole, because your quiet confidence is already making an impact without a word.